Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project and Magnetic Reversal News, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Saturday, March 28th at 9 p.m. Mountain Time 2020. The models are showing snow in the northern tier all the way through April. Heavy snow in the Cascades and the Northeast. But the big story, tornado ripping through Jonesboro just moments ago in Arkansas. At least 3 hurt. Keep calm. It's boom time. We warned about tornado warnings and watches, and they came to fruition just hours ago. The tornado developed quickly in Arkansas and looks to have caused considerable damage. There are some pictures here we have. Oh, we're not pulling them up. The mirror let us down. Yeah, there we go. Take a look at that. This is the damage to the center of Jonesboro in Arkansas after the tornado. Could have been like a motel, maybe a Best Western. Who knows? And then more piles of debris here. Clearly, the infrastructure was hit quite good. And with the size of this tornado, looks to be F2, 3. It's quite large. It's anyone's guess. And there is a severe tornado watch, particularly dangerous situation developing. And so there may be more tornadoes. This tornado watch is in effect till the airing of this show. And hopefully people are out of harm's way here. So the threat is through a large swath. But it pales in comparison to the first Palm Sunday tornado outbreak 100 years ago today. And the same regions that are under watch are the same regions that got hit 100 years ago today. Now, this tornado was quite different. It lasted for over 55 miles and was quite wide. There's even weather maps. So it was an F4 tornado, 53-mile continuous path of damage. Lasted longer as a waterspout over Lake Michigan. The tornado resulted in 20 fatalities and 300 injuries in Chicago. It was 200 yards wide as it went down Willamette and was moving an estimated 60 miles per hour. Now, there were 37 tornadoes on this day 100 years ago, with 30 of them rated as significant, over 380 fatalities, I'm sure, including 201 in Georgia, 56 in Indiana, 55 in Ohio. There were 1,215 injuries total, and the fatalities on that day, well, they were much higher than the Wu flu today. Tornado flash flood warnings issued for the Pittsburgh area. This baby's moving east, and this severe weather is coming with it. So if there's a warning in your area, be ready. We're talking power outages, high winds, and things coming in through the window. So get down to the basement or something. Significant severe weather outlook likely today. A severe thunderstorm outbreak is likely for portions of the Midwest this afternoon, moving east into the evening, especially from eastern Iowa into northern central Illinois. The threats include tornadoes, a few of which may be significant, including the ones in Jonesboro that we just talked about, large to very large hail possible, damaging winds. A powerful system near the Central Plains will lift north and clash with warm, humid air, some of the warmest air ever. We have record highs in this region, record colds up here with a winter storm, and you got boom time right through the middle, kids. And that's what we're looking at. So heads up, keep calm, wash your hands, and that's boom. Let's get that bigger. We need that a little bigger. Let's keep calm and keep them washed. That's boom. All right, where were we? Yes, look at this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 states with tornado warnings and watches, 9 down here in Louisiana. And this is just going to move east into Pennsylvania throughout the night and tomorrow. So let's look at the snowfall analysis because it's still snowing out in the west, heavy snow in western Nebraska, heavy snow throughout all of Colorado, all of Utah, eastern Nevada, heads up. And it's only going to continue. And what did I do? There it is. It's only going to continue. Look at the snow piling up in the Cascades here in just the next 3 or 4 days. Through Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Oh, my goodness. We're talking up to 5, 7 feet in some areas. 2 feet down here in Oregon and 1 to 2 feet in the Sierras. It should be nice, as well as most of the West, where we're going to be slathered through mid-April. Look at that. By April 9th, we're talking record snow levels dumping in the mountain towns. And then another system hitting the Northeast mid-April. Could this be true? We're going to keep watching it. Wettest March in 9 years for Alice Springs. This is in the center of Australia, where it never rains. Thanks to a spell of rain earlier in the month, March 2020, it will be Alice Springs' wettest since 2011, which was a solar minimum, by the way. And increasing cosmic rays happened during solar minimums. We're in one of the deepest minimums in over 130 years. And cosmic rays are king. And that means more cloud nucleation, more flooding rain during solar minimums, including the wettest March in 9 years for Alice Springs. Now, what if a big earthquake strikes the Bay Area during the Uhu crisis? If you want to know how to prepare, we'll leave you links below. But that would certainly add insult to injury. But it also makes for some salacious headlines and gets you to click on the link. Seismic update. No quakes of note. Oh, take a look. Frac quake. Lingering tremors near Salt Lake. But as a nation as a whole, we're solid. Let's talk about another solid. Stromboli volcano 48 hours ago, producing the perfect smoke ring. This one was about 1 kilometer wide. And when it burped out, people were taking pictures and taking names. It looks awesome. Let's open that image for you and get you the reality of that ring. Wow. Thank you, Stromboli. You're making me hungry while you're puffing and hopefully passing. Now, Merapi, breaking out of its limbs, blowing up and taking names at the same time.
Indonesia's most active volcano Mount Merapi erupted Friday, shooting a column of ash some 5,000 meters (16,000 feet) into the air in its second major eruption this month. Ash and sand covered areas several kilometers (miles) away from the peak of the rumbling crater near Indonesia's cultural capital Yogyakarta. But authorities did not raise Merapi's alert level. There has been no reports of damage from the eruption.
Thank God for that. We have the full-length video right here for you. So sit back and enjoy as we parse up the volcano. I love that. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Now, what you're looking at here is an eruption. But it's not from the main explosive port here. See this port here? That's not where it's coming from. It's coming from the back side. So this means that another vent is emanating catastrophically. And this was the main eruptive vent in recent years, but a new vent is forming behind this vent. So that's some pretty incredible news there. And quite a significant event to boot. That's quite a significant eruption for the locals there. Now, as the ocean warms, marine species relocate towards the poles, according to a study. Now, this study studied the change in temperature since the mini ice age. And if this is actually how science is going, people are getting grants to prove that since the mini ice age, marine life is moving further from the equator. It's not actually moving near the poles because it's freezing in the North Pole right now, and tropical animals don't go up there. But they're migrating further away from the equator towards the pole, which would happen after a mini ice age. And you don't need a study to prove that. But this is where your tax dollars are going to fund studies of things we already know. Now let's talk about some things we already know about that they're misinforming you about. Rare ozone hole opens over the Arctic. This is a sharkticle. And because people are not up on the science, this is the problem. Remember the ozone hole scare in the 80s, and it was all your fault, chlorofluorocarbons, etc., all these dangerous ozone hole depleting gases. They can kiss my glasses. You know why? Because what we determined in recent decades was it wasn't your fault, and cosmic rays were king. And if you read this article, they don't know that. They didn't even Google one sentence. What causes ozone depletion? That's all you have to put in, and you'll find that cosmic rays cause ozone depletion based on current science. If you're actually looking for the facts, though, and nature is not looking for the facts. They're looking for progressive, global warmist ideas that they can publish, and you'll hook, line, and single gobble them up. Now, a vast ozone hole, likely the biggest on record in the north, has opened in the skies above the Arctic. It rivals the better-known Arctic ozone hole that forms in the southern hemisphere each year. But record ozone levels currently stretch across the Arctic, and it's your fault. Ozone layer burned by cosmic rays. And in case you didn't know, cosmic rays have been increasing and are the highest ever in modern history. This is the highest cosmic ray count in about 5,000 to 8,000 years. That's crazy. So if ozone is burned by cosmic rays and it's the highest in 8,000 years, I wonder if it's my fault. Probably not. And I should read this article, which is actually information. Now, the ozone holes in cosmic rays have been debated for decades. And come check out this article to bring yourself up to speed. Cosmic rays kill ozone. And guess where cosmic rays flow into the Earth the most? Right where the aurora comes in the North Pole and the South Pole. And where it comes out in the South Pole. Right where it comes in and comes out. Right where that Berkeley current is flowing into the Earth in the North Pole is where the cosmic rays make a hole in the ozone. Yeah, see that hole I just made using cosmic rays? That's fantastic. Now, rheumatic disease. We're talking rheumatoid arthritis and the cost of survival during the Little Ice Age. It's in our genes. So if you haven't seen this information, there is genetic information to prove that the Little Ice Age caused you to be arthritic. Ugh, my knees have been popping all day, and I'm wondering, is it the grand solar minimum? Dirty Dozen promotes fear and discourages produce consumption. This is amazing because we just covered this the other night because the Dirty Dozen was just released, and Big Ag has got their own spin on it. The Dirty Dozen promotes fear. No, it doesn't. It promotes knowledge in the fact that your vegetables that you're feeding us are covered in toxic substances that cause disruptions in our spinal cord, kills children, makes people autistic, retarded, and causes cancer. That's what the Dirty Dozen points out. You frauds, Big Ag. And it doesn't discourage produce consumption. It encourages produce consumption that's grown at your own home or organic produce consumption, not produce consumption. This is proof positive that Big Ag is nothing more than a puppet for big money. They don't care about you. They would develop a process that washes off the pesticide before they send the fruit to market. But they can't do that because coating the produce with pesticide makes it last longer and shinier under those lights. So, Big Ag, if you actually have a counterpoint to this article and you want to bring someone on our show to prove to us that the Dirty Dozen promotes fear and discourages produce consumption and not the opposite, it promotes homegrown produce consumption in a big way to get people out of those stores, stop funneling dollars to multinational corporations that don't give a about you. They want you to eat the polluted food so you slowly get sick and go to their pharmaceutical friends to buy their drugs. When you don't have to do that, you can get the whole pharmaceutical package and food in one product that you grow. Nutrient-dense, organic food that you produce, including your own meat and eggs, will allow you not to ever go to the doctor. I haven't been in a hospital since I shot myself in the foot 9 years ago. And I had to go that time. You can imagine. It was a 3.5 penny nail through my Timberland and out the other end. Well, you can imagine. They had to fly a vascular surgeon in from Canada. It was a debacle. And I started growing my own food shortly after that. Fossil of 67 million year old raptor dinosaur. The most recent find, the most recent dinosaur to our current time ever found is a raptor that just eat you like a chicken. 6-foot chicken on steroids. And then other raptors would come and rip your legs and feet off. Alan and I were just talking about this today. It's amazing. Super Saturday is now. Go outside right while I'm talking. Look to the west. I'm sorry. Look to the west and a little north. How and when and where to see this colossal event. We're talking the Pleiades, Venus, and this sliver of a crescent moon. It's going to be a moon, boom, Venus, Pleiades trifecta. of amazement. You're going to see the sliver coming up while bright Venus sets on the horizon. And if you look just up above Venus and a little to the left, you're going to see the Pleiades. I have no idea what this means, except it's awesome and you went outside. Hope you got something out of the video. It's time to keep clean. Stop panicking. Stay home and read a book and watch this program over and over and over again while you wash your hands. Be safe. We love you. We do.